probably don't have that many people voting at the same time. It's just that they're parking in the inappropriate spot.
Yeah, so, well, I think because that's where I used to go to, they got like 6 helpers there, right? And then if 6 cars show up, other cars, that's 12 cars, you can only fit like 6 in the fire station, so people would probably just kind of park up and down the road, but now they'll park west of the fire station. Because I'm assuming 90% of the time when they come out, they go down to 220th. Unless the fire is in middle, they're going down to 220th. And then they didn't want to have no parking to the west over to Middle Amana because they still it's probably an elderly crowd that maybe goes there.
Very long walk.
Yeah, they didn't want to walk too far. That's my guess, right? So, and they only requested from the fire station down, so I just figured that would be better to do both sides of the road. It's this big truck. But we'll give them these, they can clean it off, put on whatever dates they want, pound the lath in. They'll be responsible for pounding it in the night before.
Pick them back up.
Pull them back up, keep them.
Now, do they have to notify us each time they're gonna do that?
Yes, they would have to notify you each time, because these are temporary one-day events. So, I don't know, I guess I was on one of the emails, right, of the person that asked this. So I can,
Steve Rose.
I will, if you guys sign off on this, I will send him a copy of the resolution. I will tell him I'll bring over 12 of these with laugh. And I will also specify in the email that anytime he wants this, we have to do a resolution each time. You can't just put these out willy-nilly. And then if he does have a problem with it, he should contact the sheriffs. I didn't put anything on here about, you give Toby. I just put.
Right.
And it has to be in that location.
And which can change every time that he wants.
Yeah, I like that.
And that's why you made it generic.
Yeah. That was, like, no parking for the parade by city council. That's what you got. Anyway, if you have any different ideas, feel free to let me know. Again, this is just something I thought up. If you don't like it, you're not gonna hurt my feelings.
So we can start leaning on you to start producing our own signs internally.
Yeah, I can get you whatever laminated signs you want.
Get yourself one of those crickets.
Well, we got the laminating machine, so I pulled from my 7th grade art class. My skills there, so.
What was your teacher's name? Don't remember?
No.
It's that
I
resolution.
think I probably got back here anyway. Mid Prairie.
Which one?
I didn't take any art classes in high school. Some said you had to.
Okay, I get it.
Williamsburg's little rival.
Okay,
Well, I think it would only be a rival if we were competitive. I think we got our butt kicked every time.
Jack played football with a kid from Mid Prairie up at Loris. They would have some conversations.
is there a motion to approve resolution 2024-10-11 for temporary no parking for Amanos Fire
I
Department?
so move that resolution.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion approved.
Can you send me that? I know we're done.
Were you on the email this morning? It's in that. It's in
I don't
there.
think so.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so when do you want it to start? You gotta give me a, and then Brandon, you do something. I was gonna say, when's the election? On the
Tuesday the 5th.
So I was gonna say 6 a.m. that day till 6 a.m. the next day. That way, if they vote until, or they don't get out of there until, 9 or 10 at night, they don't have to go out and poll.
Good. That's good.
You want those dates then? 6 a.m. morning of election?
You can put it in right there.
Boy, it's not my handwriting.
I have slaughter this time.
All right.
I think that should make me happy. The North English project, they're still doing curbs and other work, and we'll start our paving till late October still. We are gonna start construction on Q Avenue, just north of the interstate, probably in like a week and a half. That's when our culvert is supposed to kind of be here.
Is that the one where you put the temporary one in?
No, I'm working on that one right now. That's L Avenue. This one will be Q. This is a bridge. Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, I know where it's at.
for high seasons, I think. No, it's a less than a 20-foot bridge. It needs redone, or it needs to get posted. It only drains 900 acres, so we were able to get one of those aluminum culverts that our guys put together. They'll put that in. And it should go fairly fast, and then we don't have to embargo a dead end. That would be something we're not. The one you're talking about, I am working on like a whole new design for a bridge to do that. Hopefully we get that done sometime. But I was able to find some good information on how to do it.
But that temporary bridge is working out fine.
Yeah,
Crossing, whatever it's.
yep, I think they use it for a bit. Our guys are out total patching, mowing, and then I think the main thing this week is if you guys are on B77, we are doing that culvert through the cattle pass. So we'll start to pour, we'll get the culvert pulled through that cattle pass today, and we'll start pouring some flowable on Monday and then Tuesday, and then we'll get to the grading. So open in a week.
Look like they're covering it up already. But
They're covering up the ends, so that way it holds the flowable.
Okay.
We're gonna fill in the cattle pass underneath the road. Yeah. And in the office, the B52 plans, a lot of stuff on Dock Express. The L Avenue, they did do the survey there. They also did a survey out on a bridge on 160th. And so yeah, getting some of that stuff ready. Pretty soon here too, we'll be starting to work on next year's budget.
Just so I can hear it out of your mouth in a meeting, we're not doing roads now or getting rid of rubble strips because it's dry.
Oh,
Grounds.
yeah.
I know, they're talking about paving.
Yeah, we need a rain.
Yeah.
We need a rain.
If we took them out now and just turned the line, it'd be
Yeah.
proper.
So I'm hoping that we still get a good rain. When we get a good rain, we'll be hauling rock and grading for a couple days. And then that'll probably be it for the year, essentially. Yeah. It's too dry right now, and we have three utility companies going like crazy, and we now, going in the road, but also if you've been out and seen their equipment, they have so much equipment, and it's just tearing everything.
They can't get it pulled through.
Well, it's all powder, because they've just rubbleized all that rock, right?
It's
Yeah.
no gravel
They just
left.
they went by my house the other day.
But-
Going west or east.
If you put down rock right now, it doesn't really congeal together real well.
It's just gonna blow off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need a good rain to get it all
I mean,
mixed
for the
in.
tires and stuff,
So, price of progress, I guess. You guys do any more thinking on those speed limits, by Amana?
I didn't get out there.
I didn't really, what's that, what was that last week?
Oh,
Yeah.
you should have a map on here. Did you get one of these last week?
Yeah.
We went through kind of each row, but, the
On how
speed
they-
limit signs,
Very inconsistent.
yeah, don't match. I could, put something together and we could use, Kevin's advice of 200 yards outside of towns, villages, outside of villages, start reducing the speed. Some of the other stuff, like we had talked about, I think we go ahead and make them 45 mile an hour, because if you take away the speed limit signs, anybody that lives on those roads might be a little upset.
Right.
Um,
North of the golf course, I think it's still probably a factory road.
Yeah, so the only thing though there is, what are your thoughts on, if you take the golf course out, then you go right, that's U Avenue. We will probably want to slow people down there. What about left? I don't know if anybody really goes left. There are houses up and down that road, but do you want to make that 35, 45? I don't
I
know.
don't think.
Okay, you can always change it later if you get more complaints.
Oh, you mean on 126th?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, I thought you meant at the corner, way up north, on 110th. Left out, I think, no.
I know, well, in the past, I've had somebody request the speed limit be lowered in up or south.
Yeah, they've already got speed limits. I should probably put like a reduced speed ahead sign too there.
They wanted it down to 25.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna, you already have 35 and it's there for a reason. They're not enforcing 35 the way it is, right?
No.
35 is pretty slow. So if you move it down to 25, you're not achieving anything. Nobody's gonna,
Not gonna pay any difference to it, so
No.
there's 25 and 35.
You take it to 15, it's not gonna change.
yeah, right. What you need,
Which I explained to them.
what you need is, what you actually need is like a make and model of a car that flies through there every day at what time and have the sheriff sit there.
So what's this
Because I'm
one?
assuming it's not everybody.
I'll admit, I've come through there at 26.
So is this 25, is that,
Number 27.
is that by Frolic Acres?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that,
So from there to the road to the right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And this 45 is clearly labeled. You do have a resolution that says this whole way is 25. I think that's a little uncalled for, but that's if you want. I need to get, I think that can be 35.
Where's this? Is that- Oh, that
It's-
goes up. Is that where the house is?
Yeah, there's houses there. There is.
Yeah, because this is, okay, yeah, because that's where that new pond is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems excessive. Or too low.
Then I still have to check out the Homestead area.
There's just one, there's one gravel road coming in there, right, from the south?
1, 2. Well, then the one that go, there's one. Yeah, W, and then
One
whatever you
comes-
call the road that goes out to the west then also,
One
or
comes
out to the
to the
east.
east, yeah.
But there are stop signs there, although I don't think it's an all-way. You want to make that an all-way. There wouldn't be any reason going past that stop sign. That's where the pavement ends. I wouldn't add.
I think that is an all
Is
Right
it,
here.
is it all-way?
way. At the east end of Homestead?
Yeah, is it all-way? Okay.
Yep.
Well, then in my head, every time I'm not.
Well, it's a T intersection.
Yeah. Or I never stop, I don't want to do it. I mean, if you guys just want me to give it my best go, write something up,
Write something, I'd say write
propose it.
something up and propose it, we can have to work it and then look at it, what you propose.
Yep, you got it. Can do.
What do the dotted yellow mean?
The dirt roads, I think.
Oh, your roads?
I think. That's just the generic map that I had used. So those are probably dirt. I take these back for Connie.
Sure.
Or my lunch, one of those.
Oh, listen.
Oh, yeah. I'll eat 'em for lunch.
Sherry, want one?
No. Okay, no.
Well, thank you, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a great weekend.
Put it on the agenda next week, raises for the engineer.
You're bringing raisins? Well, let me hear it, do
Raisin bread.
it. Raisin bread, okay.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Nick.
Raisin bran muffins.
Sherry, let's come on down.
Trying to get us healthy.
There you go.
Does that sure say state on the back?
It
Should.
should, should, so.
Actually, if you look at it right now, after Saturday's performance, it's right, it says ow.
Yeah.
Second half is now.
So I wanted to fill you guys in kind of on the nuisances that are going on in the county, which are mostly septic ones, septic complaints. So in the last month, I have had 5 systems that have illegally went in. It's been crazy because I've had more in the last 4 weeks than I've had in the 9 years that I've been here. So, I'm not sure what's going on.
Why don't we go into as much detail about using names?
I will.
Outside, out of county contractors?
Yes,
Okay,
mostly. So the first one that happened, it was a new home that was hooked to an old system. A time of transfer was done when they hooked up, but not a legal time of transfer. It was a buddy time of transfer. There was no documentation. We found it through the assessors. When they went out and looked at the home, asked about the septic system, well, we hooked to the old system. It was put in 2000 by this guy, and we had it inspected. Well, so when I talked to them and the time of transfer inspector, it was inspected, but not a time of transfer inspection. They didn't know that they couldn't hook to a old system. And I explained that, per se you can if there's an inspection done and it meets code, but you still have to have permits, you still have to have inspections, you still have to turn in the paperwork for it. So that wasn't done. So that's one. The second one was a shop that went up, a very large shop, that I am told has living quarters in it, but it does have 2 bathrooms and a kitchen break room in it. I do know that because he called me yesterday after receiving his letter. He told me he hooked to an old system. There is a tank there. I asked him what his secondary was. Was it a leach field? What? He goes, it goes to a field tile. I said, that's illegal. So that's not a system. Another one is a shop that I have not heard from this person yet, but I'm guessing the way it sounded that a holding tank was installed for the shop bathroom. We don't allow holding tanks. Another one was a shop house that's hooked to an old system. I haven't heard from them yet. And the latest and greatest was a time of transfer was done at a property over by Holbrook. It did not pass. The homeowner had 2 contractors, in-county contractors, go out and look at it. It needed to be a sand filter because the rock pit that wasn't legal that was there anyway wouldn't pass. She ended up calling a out-of-county contractor. He came in last weekend and installed conventional lines after we said they can't go in. No permits, no inspections, no contact, nothing. The time of transfer inspector went out to give his bill to her, and that's how he found out. I drove by on Tuesday afternoon, and it was all covered up and done. So she got a letter too. Everybody should have their letters probably yesterday or today.
Okay, so, theoretically speaking, I'm gonna build a new house somewhere. I'm gonna put the house up, put the sewer system in. what makes me contact you?
If you're building a new home, then it would, if you did the pre-construction application like you're supposed to,
Okay, so-
that's a step on there.
Okay, so what makes me and what informs me that I need to do that?
Well, you're a contractor.
The contractor should know this.
So if you're building a shop on an existing acreage, can you hook into your existing septic system?
If it's up to code.
So if it hasn't been inspected for years, you have to re-inspect it. So you could possibly have to put in a new septic tank for your shop and your existing house. And that's, does that all come down from state regulation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because like if I put a house up and you size it for a 3-bedroom, and then 2 years later I had a shop or whatever, does that
If
add?
you're adding a shop and it's not got living quarters in it and it's not got 10 employees, no,
Okay,
it's not sized up.
So you
Because
can
if you're
put-
not in the house, you're gonna be in the shop. That's.
okay, I didn't know how that worked.
So you
If
can
it was
put a
bathroom.
bathroom in there. So then it comes down to 10 employees?
Yeah, if you have it, in chapter 69 with code, I mean, once you have so many employees, there's a formula that we use, it's, per person, 7 gallons per person per day. So when you get up to that amount, then you have to size it larger. I mean, it's the same with, event centers, anything like that holds.
And remember, we did produce the form that helps the
pre-construction.
assessor,
Mhm.
environmental director, it gets signed off, it gets handed
Yeah,
around.
and it's been good. I mean, we started that in 2021, so there's a pre-construction application and it says, first step is, do you need a building permit with the engineers? They sign off on it. 911 signs off on it, assessor, and then the last step is the, septic permit.
Spider.
Mouse. When you're gonna run?
So the active shooter thing is at 2? I thought it said noon.
And, well, they told me to report at 12:30, I got it written down.